We're back with a brand new video. Before we get into it, I gotta do my shout out. Today in yesterday's video, I asked y'all who is the most unguardable person in history, and the basketball just said Allen Iverson. It's just the answer. That's facts, true facts. And another comment, oh, 2 in a row, comes from GOAT Nation, who says the most unguardable player is me because I always sit on the bench. Trust me, I can relate. Sophomore year, your boy did more bench warming than anybody. Lakers will make the playoffs. Nah, probably not. If you take a look at the standings, conveniently on screen right now, they'd have to be better than a lot of teams here. Y'all know this offseason, the Western Conference got even more stacked than what it's been for the past 10 years or so. So you got to think about it. What teams here do you think the Lakers are better than? Maybe better than the Suns, maybe better than the Kings. That's it. That's literally it. I know LeVar told the world that Lonzo was bringing them to the playoffs first year, but he ain't know that Jimmy Butler and Paul George was going to be in the Western Conference this season. So, no, I don't see the Lakers making the playoffs this year, but it's still going to be fun to watch. Especially, yeah, Lonzo's going to make the Staples Center boom. The Timberwolves will make the playoffs. If you look right here, conveniently on your screen, is the NBA standings. I do think that this team is a playoff team. I could see them winning 50 games or so, 50, 51 games, because with the acquisition of Jimmy Butler, with the signing of Jeff Teague, Taj Gibson, those are really good signings. Now, I know they won't have much spacing on that first unit. Yeah, because nobody there can really make like a open three. You'll be okay with Wiggins shooting a three. You'll be okay with Jimmy Butler shooting a three. Same thing with Jeff Teague. I wish they had more shooting. I was hoping they signed a shooting power forward. I saw Patrick Patterson in the market. I was like, Patrick Patterson will be a great fit there. But instead, Thibs went to go get his old homie in Taj Gibson, which I like personally as a Bulls fan, that Thibs, Taj Gibson, and Jimmy are back playing together. But I think they needed more shooting in their lineup. They don't really have it. But nonetheless, I do think they're going to make it work out because Jimmy is a superstar. Carlton Towns will be a superstar. And Jeff Teague's the next all-star. I just know this team is going to make the playoffs, making sure that that's if nobody gets injured. That's wood. We're knocking on it. Nobody's getting injured. So, yes, I do think this team is a playoff team. Wade will return to the Miami Heat. Wade, me and you, we've had this conversation a couple times in my video. You know you my boy. We come from the same roots here in Chicago. You know, you're my boy, right? You're one of my favorite shooting guards of all time. But if we take a look at our Bulls roster, we're going a different direction. We're going to the rebuilding side. There's one guy on this roster that don't really fit, and that's the 30-plus dude making $23 million a year. What I would want my Bulls to do is to buy out Dwayne Wade. If y'all don't know how a buyout works, me as the GM of the Chicago Bulls sit down with Dwayne Wade and we negotiate. So he's guaranteed $23 million if he plays this entire season, right? If I sit down with Dwayne Wade, I say, okay, I'll give you 18 of your 23, and now you're a free agent. You can go make the 5 somewhere else. You can make more somewhere else or less somewhere else. So that's what a buyout is. Or, you know, Dwayne Wade could be like, nah, we good, bro. You're going to pay me my $23 million over this year. That's what I want my Bulls to buy him out. But my Bulls have a history of, if we sign you to a contract, you're going to play until the end of that contract. Very rarely do we buy people out. Do we fire coaches before their contract is over? It's just how our team has been ran for a long time. And sometimes it's hurt and sometimes it's been okay. I would love for them to buy him out. But if we did buy him out, I don't even know if the Miami Heat are even the top 3 team that he would go to. Because getting late in age, he probably wants to go out there and try to get another ring. So because of that, obviously the Cavs is an option. The Houston Rockets are an option because they got Chris Paul, you know, the Banana Boat crew. Same thing with Carmelo Anthony. Both of these 2 players could be bought out this season, and they would have the option to go. Pretty much every team would be willing to bring them in. Well, no, not every team. Contenders would love to bring these guys in. Miami Heat, probably not one of them, unless he just wants to go back and say, fans, listen, I'm here. But the way him and Pat Riley ended, I don't think he'll ever go back to Miami. Jimmy Butler should have been on the all-defensive team. So as a Bulls fan, I got to watch a bunch of Bulls games this season. And Jimmy Butler took a step back defensively this year. Not saying that his capability is not there, but when you're looked to score the ball every possession like he kind of was here in Chicago, you take some possessions off defensively. Same thing that James Harden does, but not to James Harden's extent. So no, I don't think he should have been all-team, all-defense. But Avery Bradley, how's my man not on first team or second team? The dude clamps up pretty much everybody he guards. He's one of the most ferocious defensive players in the league, guard related guys in the league. It was so surprising to me that he didn't even make first team or second team. So that they played him. Jimmy Butler's cool and all, but nah, not defensive team. I mean, it was a point early in his career before he was a superstar offensive player. The defense was his bread and butter back in the Thib days because, you know, we were like #1 defense like 3 years in a row. I'm exaggerating, but we did have a great defense. But, you know, again, once your offense has to go up every possession, you get tired and your defense goes down. It was an even exchange, I guess, but nah, he wasn't better than most of the guys there. The 76ers will make the playoffs. Yo, I believe. We got the standings on your screen conveniently for the third time. Okay, so again, the Eastern Conference got worse this year. LeBron is sitting back enjoying vacation because he know that he got another cakewalk to the championship. But let's think about it. Okay, the Hawks lost Paul Millsap. They're going to drop. The Pacers lost Paul George, dropping. Bulls lost Jimmy Butler, dropping. The Heat are going to be there. The Pistons didn't make any moves to make themselves better. The Knicks are the Knicks. The Magic didn't make anything to make them significantly better. The 76ers drafted well and signed J.J. Redick and Amir Johnson. So, okay, let me take that back. So, Hawks may not make the playoffs. Bulls may not make the playoffs. Pacers may not make the playoffs. So, I mean, there's 3 spots open. 3 got teams that I can see making it. The Miami Heat, because they finished last season so strong. The Charlotte Hornets, I expected them to make the playoffs last year. And there's another playoff spot right there. It could be the 76ers, I believe. I may be foolish. Because you know Joel Embiid got to play, man. Joel Embiid has to play. But I'm going to say yes to this. That's my bold prediction so far. I know it's too early because free agency is not completely done. Bold prediction says the 76ers is going to be an 8th seed next season. Lock it in. Dirk is better than Duncan. I don't think he is. I hate comparing players like this because I think we should just appreciate the greatness that was Dirk and the greatness that is Dirk. Dirk ain't done just yet. The greatness that is Dirk and the greatness that was Tim Duncan. Both top 5 power forwards of all time. But I guess I wouldn't put Dirk over Tim Duncan on my all-time power forward list because Tim Duncan in my eyes is #1. So Dirk would be somewhere in the top 5, but not #1. He is my favorite power forward, but I don't think that makes him the best power forward, you know? So, no. Isaiah Thomas is the best point guard in the East. Nah, I still have John Wall as the top point guard in the league. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't think I need to explain myself. I've said it multiple times in videos. Defensively superior. A superior playmaker, getting his team involved. So I'm putting, if I had to pick between John Wall and Isaiah Thomas, I'm picking up John Wall personally. So I think he's better. Rockets will reach the finals. No, because they still got a 4-headed monster out on the Golden State Warriors. They have to go through those guys, and they have to go through the Spurs as well, who somehow end up being good every year, even though they don't really do any offseason moves. I could see them making the Western Conference Finals. Chris Paul finally gets there. James Harden gets there for the 2nd time, right? Because he got there with the OKC Thunder before they traded him. But yeah, they'd have to go through the Warriors, and I just don't, even though the West got better, I do not see a single team that the Golden State Warriors should be sweating right now. So, no. Bradley Beal will be an all-star probably because there's not many great players in the East anymore. So, yeah, Bradley Beal can finally make it this year. I thought he could have made it last year, but he got snubbed. This year, if he plays like he did last year, he'll definitely be in the all-star game. Dude, this is going to be so lopsided. But, you know, the East got LeBron, so maybe it levels out. I don't know. Bradley Beal, yeah, he'll be an all-star next year. We're going to end it up there, boys. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to throw it a like. And for a comment of the day tomorrow, let me know if you had the option to sign a shoe deal, who you signing with, and why. And I'll pick my favorite comment for tomorrow's video. Peace out. See y'all tomorrow.